Thank you so much, Siddhant and Abhishek, for all those details, for all the in-depth discussion that we had about Prime Minister Modi's visit to US. Now we're moving on to the biggest focal point of Prime Minister Modi's visit to the United States is the defense deals that are expected to be inked between the two nations. Now, what are these deals all about? Take a look at this special report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to United States has garnered immense attention from around the world, signifying relations and cooperation between India and United States. The agenda encompasses a range of collaborations including tech transfer of jet engine, drone deal and a number of other deals. With focus on defense industry, stakeholders and experts are eagerly anticipating a significant impetus to India's Atmanirbharta approach from this particular visit.
The countdown to PM Modi's first state visit to the United States has begun. Among the various aspects of his visit, the spotlight will fall on defense deals between the two nations.
The next key component which will also be showcased prominently during the visit is the bilateral defense cooperation. It has been a critical pillar of our engagement, and within that, during this visit we expect is the progress on defense industrial cooperation roadmap.
The HAL-GE 414 jet engine deal is expected to boost the Tejas Mk2 production through technology transfer. Defense secretaries from both the nations met recently to finalize the deal. Meanwhile, the Predator drone deal is the biggest highlight, with 31 units being cleared by the Defense Acquisition Committee. Discussions on the upgrades of M777 howitzer and the Striker armored vehicle are also expected to take place.
These will give a huge boost to India's surveillance, intelligence gathering and reconnaissance capability both in the Indian Ocean region from the Horn of Africa to the Indo-Pacific, and give a huge mega boost to India's potential and capability as far as China is concerned and the northern borders are concerned.
Embracing their shared values of free and fair Indo-Pacific, countering China's aggression and fostering terrorism-free region, India and the United States are becoming major allies. With carefully crafted agenda and extraordinary responses from leaders in United States, this momentous occasion promises an unprecedented bond between these two nations that everyone is looking forward to. With camperson Vikas Rawat, this is Akash Sharma for CNN News 18.
Now, one big area of cooperation that has emerged in recent times between India and the United States is in critical emerging technologies. You saw how a few months ago, Jake Sullivan, the US NSA, had come to India and they had agreed upon something called ISET, the Agreement on Critical Emerging Technologies. Sullivan was there last week as well, firming up a big deal under ISET to be announced when the Prime Minister is going to be here this week in New York as well as Washington, D.C. Now, why this has emerged as such a critical area of cooperation is because ever since COVID happened and the world started realizing two factors. One, how much it was dependent on China for its supply chains, particularly when it comes to high-end electronics, smartphones, so on and so forth. And two, that more than 90% of the world's semiconductors were being manufactured by one company, the TSMC, the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. And because of the elevated level of rhetoric, including sometimes military rhetoric that we were seeing from China as far as the Taiwan issue is concerned, suddenly it came to the fore in the last few years that if there were to be some kind of a military confrontation between China and Taiwan, and the United States will have to inevitably get involved, then one area that is going to be very badly affected, or at least has the risk of being badly affected is that of semiconductors. So India, among other countries, has sensed this opportunity to try and diversify the manufacture of semiconductors. So we're given to understand a big deal is on the anvil as far as manufacture of semiconductors is concerned. It is, of course, in the interest of the United States as well as big European countries, even countries like Japan and South Korea, which are big electronics manufacturers, to try and reduce their dependence on Taiwan for semiconductors, both from a technology point of view and also, of course, from an import-export point of view. So clearly, this is going to be one of the critical areas of cooperation between India and the United States. Like I said, a big deal is expected to be announced when Prime Minister comes visiting this week here in the United States. But also going forward, as much as there is strategic cooperation, whether it's on the Indo-Pacific, whether it's the common threat of China, whether it is, of course, the fallout of the Russia-Ukraine war, all of those issues will be discussed as well. But I think critical emerging technologies is going to be one big, broad area of focus in the overall India-US bilateral relationship.